projects we're going to look at now is from our gorgeous Melody collection. So we're going to use our beautiful, beautiful ballet shoes. Aren't they gorgeous? Those on point ballet shoes. But before we do that, we need to create our card base. So I'm going to do that with my Harmony frame. So just to show you what I've got here is I've got a piece of card, and this is 38 by 16.5 centimetres. And then I've scored at 5.5 and 24.5 centimetres. So there we go, you can see, absolutely perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay that on. I'm going to have to do this in two pieces. So I'm going to lay this onto my card base, and then I'm going to use the Harmony, let me show you, the Harmony over the edge die. So this is the Harmony over the edge, and that's going to go just on the edge of my card, just there. So we're going to do this on the first cut. There we go, pop that on there. Let's pull that back a little bit, and then we can pop that on there. I'll pop that through my die cutting machine. And then on my second cut, I'm going to, and I have to do it on two cuts because as you can see, the bit I need to cut is hanging out over the edge of my plates. So what we're going to do there is I've got my Harmony frame, and we've got our split unity die. So this is, I'm just using the 1/2 of my split unity die. Now, because this is going across your card, you might find you have to cut this a couple of times to get everything die cut. But look at that, I haven't had to on this one. This has cut perfectly. So I just snip it off at the edges. There we go. Now, if you get your card stuck to exactly the same right width, that might not even need to do that, but look at that detail. Isn't that gorgeous? And all those bits are poked out. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my gorgeous Harmony foundation die, and I'm going to pop that on there. Now I can see I can come right to the edge, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a sort of staggered gatefold card. Put your tape on your waist, and put your tape on your waist just there. I always tape onto the waist. Now I'm going to pop this, and I'm just going to pop it onto my plate. Can you see? Just to there. Let's get rid of that. We don't want to accidentally cut that. And then we can run that through my die cutting machine. So you know all this beautiful detail that we've just cut, and it's got that gorgeous embossed bevel detail. Well, I don't need to worry about it being flattened because it's not within my die cutting plates. So it's absolutely perfect. And we can take that, and that's going to give us our card base. You are never going to buy a card like this because it's just too bespoke, too individual. You know, we're actually making something that is personal to us. Now look at that. So now I've got my gatefold card that's got my detail on one side and my just my shape curve, but my shape that mirrors that on the other. Now I've already got one here that I've started to put together. So I've got these beautiful papers, and also look at that, look at this lovely, lovely backing paper. So we can start to put those together. So put the green in first. This is going to go on the inside. So remember, when you do something like a gatefold or something like this, the inside of your card is equally as important. Love this, look at this beautiful Eiffel Tower detail on there. It's so multi-layered are these papers. They are gorgeous for gorgeous melodies, and that's going to go in there just with that slight border all the way around, so it frames it perfectly and it just draws your eye in. But also look at that now coming through there, really makes that pop. So what I'm going to do on the opposite side is I'm going to do this. I've got a piece of the green that's the same as that. I'm going to pop that just there, so top to bottom. And then I've got, oh, can't get it to pick up, another piece of my decorative paper. This is off the same piece of cardstock, but just a different element, and I've done it so that those faux pearls just run down there. They look so tactile, don't they? Now out of that Harmony frame, what we've done is we've cut the foundation, And then I've cut the frame, and I've cut it twice, once out of decorative white, cut it out white, made it decorative, and I've cut out the middle, and then once out of this patterned paper as well. And then I've just, well, they've literally just, they're not even stuck in, they're just placed in, but it holds it really tight until you stick it onto your card. Look at that. It's so, well, it's exact because it's the same die cut, but just in different papers, but that will then just fit perfectly back in there. But doesn't that look beautiful? So what I can then do is I can glue all the way around there. I don't even have to glue them together, because sometimes you would then put tape on the back, but I don't actually have to do that because I'm going to pop this onto this foundation layer. Just because I've glued both together, they're going to hold in place. Look at that. Absolutely. Let me just get that to line up. There we go. There, look, perfectly lined up. Can you see on there? Absolutely gorgeous. So that can now go onto the front of my card. So we're just making the perfect embellishment for our cards. So these gorgeous melodies, the frames, you know, you can use them in so many different ways. Shaped cards, apertures, but doesn't that look beautiful? Just with the pattern running across. And again, I could put that on there and it would look lovely, but we can really, I think I want it that way up. We can even make it pop even more by putting the yellow under, so it ties it in. Now look at this, so you've got, your pattern is running through from your, over the edge, through your main die. Let's pop that one on here just for ease. We're going to pop that on to here. That's going to go just there, and then we can pop that through there. There we go. A little bit of glue on there, and that will pop onto here. Now, if I was doing this at home, the chances are I would have stuck this detail onto the yellow first and left it to dry before trying to put it on the card. That's why I'm just building it up on the card. So the other thing I've done is I've used some of my Harmony foundation dies to cut my sentiment out. When words fail, music speaks. I think that's very true, isn't it? Sometimes when you're just not feeling quite with it, just pop on your music. So I haven't decided where that's going to go just yet, but what I have got is my floral shoes. So these are here. Absolutely, oops, beautiful. And again, I've used the foundation layer as well, and I'll show you. If I put those onto my card, they do look pretty. But if I put my foundation layer behind and then put those onto my card, they just pop. It really does make such a difference. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of shape where you'd have a bit of shape in your shoes. I should have filled up my glue, shouldn't I? And I haven't. There we go. Let's just put a little bit on there and then pop that on there. So I put flat glue at the top, and then I've used my glue gel at the bottom. And again, you would ideally leave that to dry. So we've got our decoupage pieces for this. So I'm just going to give those a little bit of shape, grab my tweezers, grab a little bit of glue gel, and then find where that one goes. There. I always tend to do that. I tend to turn my embellishment round rather than the element I'm putting on with decoupage. And that, let's see, where's my glue gel gone? I've got my tube of glue gel. Here it is. I'm going to use this straight out of the tube just to put a little bit on there. And that is going to go onto my card. I need a little bit of hot glue for my bow. And the reason I'm putting a bow on is just to pop over where that attaches, so it just looks perfect. I've got another little flower, but I don't think I need that. Now, let's just pop that one on the back, on the inside of my card, because I think that's going to fit perfectly. But because everything is in the same shape, it all looks beautiful. So that is our harmony dies with our floral shoes.